I come before you tonight as a candidate for the vice presidency, and as a man whose honesty and integrity has been questioned. Now, the usual political thing to do when charges are made against you is to either ignore them or to deny them without giving details. I believe we've had enough of that in the United States, particularly with the present administration in Washington, D.C. To me, the office of the Vice Presidency of the United States is a great office. And I feel that the people have got to have confidence in the integrity of the men who run for that office and who might obtain it. I have a theory, too, that the best and only answer to a smear or to an honest misunderstanding of the facts is to tell the truth. And that's why I'm here tonight. I want to tell you my side of the case. I'm sure that you have read the charge and you've heard it, that I, Senator Nixon, took $18,000 from a group of my supporters. Now, was that wrong? And let me say that it was wrong. I'm saying, incidentally, that it was wrong, not just illegal, because it isn't a question of whether it was legal or illegal. That isn't enough. The question is, was it morally wrong? I say that it was morally wrong if any of that $18,000 went to Senator Nixon for my personal use. I say that it was morally wrong if it was secretly given and secretly handed. And I say that it was morally wrong if any of the contributors got special favors for the contributions that they made. And now to answer those questions, let me say this. Not 1 cent of the $18,000 or any other money of that type ever went to me for my personal use. Every penny of it was used to pay for political expenses that I did not think should be charged to the taxpayers of the United States.
This video shows that Nixon had good intentions for all of his actions he took. He was for the people of America, not for himself.
Do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even try? Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name.
What do you think about Richard Nixon being in the Hall of Fame?
I think he should be in the Hall of Fame because he established a relationship with the Middle East, which eliminated Soviet dominance there and paved the way towards regional independence.
Nixon should be in the Hall of Fame because he ended reliance on foreign goods.
I think it's a good idea because Nixon developed healthcare in America.
I believe that Richard Nixon belongs in the Hall of Fame because he started an environmental agency, limited the use of weapons in World War I, and also fought against segregation in schools.
I believe Richard Nixon should be in the Hall of Fame because he enacted the Title IX in 1972, preventing gender biases.
I think Richard Nixon should be in the Hall of Fame because he ended the war in Vietnam.
The initial task this year is to get our government in such shape that we can use it for our own purpose.
This portion of his speech displays that his intention was to use the government for his own personal needs. He was a corrupt leader and was not for the people.
What do you think about Woodrow Wilson being in the Hall of Shame?
I agree with Woodrow Wilson being in the Hall of Shame because he oversaw a massive domestic spying program.
I think he should be in the Hall of Shame because he was unable to unite the nations in cases of crisis.
I think that Woodrow Wilson belongs in the Hall of Shame because he promised to keep us out of World War I, but we went anyway.
I think Woodrow Wilson should be in the Hall of Shame because he ordered unconstitutional military intervention into Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Mexico.
Wilson should be in the Hall of Shame because he was a racist and extended racism into the federal government.
I do agree that he should be in the Hall of Shame because he took away freedom of speech of people who were criticizing the war by the Espionage and Sedition Acts.